Yikes.
Okay, it is time for the walkthrough. We're going to preview 3 of the biggest games of the weekend. They're really interesting, actually. And then we'll get to our underdog picks afterwards. There's a lot of ranked on ranked in the SEC this weekend because a lot of SEC teams are ranked. So that's part of it. So we're going to pick 2 games out of that conference, and then we'll get to our game, USC Notre Dame. Let's start with Ole Miss and Georgia. Georgia favored by 7.5 points here. These are my 2 questions, Joshua. One,
y'all can see me clapping if you're watching on YouTube.
What are you clapping for? Timeout?
Well, I'm clapping for Kirby.
Oh, you're trying to call a timeout, but it's really a clap, but it looks like a timeout.
Yeah.
Okay, good job, Kirby. Let me give you the 2 questions. I want answers for them. 1, is Ole Miss for real? And
No.
2, can Georgia's defense show up in the first half?
All right. So to answer the Ole Miss question, I think you and I have both looked at them with a little bit of a side eye. And I know you took some heat maybe from some Ole Miss fans for how you were ranking them in your AP poll.
Did.
I think it's justified. And after watching what they did a weekend ago, and people could say it was a look ahead spot, the team that they played is no good, period. So no, I don't think they're for real. I think they have a real issue on their defensive side of the ball, which is like a typical Lane Kiffin thing to do. And so I just have questions. Now, for the Georgia part, can second half Georgia play a whole game? I'm not sure that they can, but I don't know how much it matters because the second half version of that team is really good, and they're very comfortable in these tight games. It doesn't feel like a team that's going to figure out how to run away, and I think that they have some glaring issues offensively. I think Gunnar Stockton's fine. He's not great. That affects the pass game and the run game. And then on defense, they're just not a good pressure team. So this is like an odd matchup because, interestingly enough, I think there can be a lot of points in here because Ole Miss has a really good offense and their defense is bad. So I think Georgia moves it. But I don't think either team separates in this football game because of the fact that I don't think Georgia's a separator, and I don't think Ole Miss is going to get the stops to separate.
I want to give you a couple of stats. Before facing Kentucky at home, Georgia had trailed in its past 8 matchups against Power 4 opponents. 6 of those teams scored first. Last season, for the whole season, Georgia averages 2.3 points per first quarter and 5.7 5.7 points per first half in losses to Alabama, Ole Miss, and Notre Dame, which they played in the CFP. Kirby Smart was asked about these slow starts and this, like the second half Georgia phenomenon after the loss to Alabama, which you remember Alabama did not score in the second half and still won the game. Kirby Smart said, I don't have an explanation for it. Not starting well on defense. The 2 better opponents we played, we did not execute well in the first. It's really frustrating because we show we can in the second half. That is a really interesting just storyline to follow here with Georgia and the way that they are, what their ceiling is, but also what their floor is and how big the hole is that they're digging themselves to then climb out of. Do you want to make a pick on this game, Joshua?
Yeah, I think Georgia wins it because I do think Ole Miss is a fraud, but I don't think that they cover the 7.5 because I said I just don't know if anybody's really separating here. But I think Georgia's gonna beat them up. I think they're gonna be the more sound team, and they're eventually gonna get the win.
I'm going to take Georgia to cover and kind of make a statement about being taken seriously in the SEC again.
I like that.